This is getting fun. This is very interesting what's been going on lately, and of course here I am to talk about it. So we are now 7 weeks out from surgery. It's been a very interesting ride. So I mentioned in one of the other videos that I had this numbness in my hand, my right hand, and that I needed to go see somebody about it. So my surgeon from my weight loss surgery suggested that I go see a surgeon, a plastics surgeon. And so I did do that today. And there has been, it's a numbness, a tingling feeling in my finger, my pinky finger. There's a little bit also in this finger. It goes across this hand to about here. Yeah, to about here, and it goes down my hand, and there's still like some in here. Okay, so, and that's exactly what I explained to my surgeon and to the surgeon that I went to see today. What I was told was that because when you have the surgery, they pretty much like stretch your arms out on those boards, and they should be like I guess stimulating your hand, but sometimes they don't because that's not the surgery that they are concerned with. And the nerves kind of get out of whack after surgery. So there really is no concern. They use that prick thing and like close my eyes and all this type of stuff, and I can still feel my finger. It just feels weird. So it pretty much is my body trying to regulate itself back, and this is the little side effect. He told me to come back in 2 months if it's still a problem, but that he doesn't have a lot of concern for it right now. I can still use it. It's still functioning. I don't know what's going on with the headband, but it's still functioning, and so it's not extreme concern, or it seems to be blood flowing to the finger, all of those types of things. So we're just gonna watch it and see what goes on with it. I did get on a scale when I was there, and I have lost another 10 pounds since my last appointment, which was about 15 days ago. It was about 15 days ago. So in the last 15 days, I lost another 10 pounds, which is great. I'm moving along well. He also told me that he is one of the top surgeons at my hospital who does the skin removal surgery. And when I tell you, he was like, you're on track, you're doing well, you look great, I'm excited for us. We had a whole conversation about walking, and because I'm a walker, and I came in and he was impressed with my tennis shoes, and so we talked about walking and things like that. And so very encouraging. He was a very encouraging doctor. And one of the things I can say is, along my journey, for the most part, I have had wonderful experiences with the doctors that I've seen. I had the cardiologist that I saw, amazing. I saw him when I first tried to get this surgery. It wasn't anything that I did. My mom got sick, and so I got thrown off track with my appointments, and you have to be like consistent with every month. And I missed a month, which reset me back because my mom got sick. So, but I saw him in the first trial, and when I saw him the first time, he was very encouraging and giving me a lot of positive affirmations and things like that to encourage me to get the surgery. And it wasn't like you're fat, you need to get yourself together type of thing. It was just like I believe in you, and I if this is what you want to do, I do think that you can do it, and I support it. And I know other people who have had it and they've had successes with it, and I believe that you could go. Like, it was like one of those talks, and I wasn't even feeling great when I went, and I was like all ashamed of myself because of how I had gotten. And he was very excellent with me. The same I felt like when I first saw my surgeon for my weight loss surgery. I feel like he was very encouraging to me as well. He wasn't just like, you want to get your life together. He wasn't Dr. Now with me. Let me just put it that way. He was not Dr. Now with me. He was being kind. And then to go see this surgeon, who does the plastic surgery and things like that. And for him to be like, we talked, I told him about, how many miles I could walk. I told him where I like to walk, those types of things. And my man's was like, listen, you can get there. I walked 8 miles yesterday and I'm sure you can get there. It's all a process. And he was very encouraging. And he was telling me, I just really feel supported by the medical staff at my hospital. Now, if you watch the video where I went to the pulmonary doctor, I think was the one I went to go see, and I went to a different hospital and that dude was mad rude. But at my hospital, the hospital that I go to, everybody has been very kind, and so that's been great, right? And all of that has been wonderful. But we need to talk about some real. Okay, because people will get on to these things and they will, like, you go on TikTok and you see people who had weight loss surgery and you see all of this, these nice bodies and, skinny people and all of those things. And you hear, all of that, and it's like, oh, this is you could do this. And let me just tell you before I start, you can do this. But let's get to the real, child. It's not easy. Most days are very hard. Most days are hard. Not, okay, maybe not very hard, but they are hard. I'm 7 weeks out from this surgery. I spent the first 2 weeks on a liquid diet, and that liquid diet wasn't because they don't want you to eat. You can't eat. That body ain't letting you eat nothing, and you shouldn't even try to, because I don't know, maybe it's because we can't actually see our stomachs. That thing trying to heal, and so trying to throw something in something that's trying to heal don't make no sense, and so you have to be very cautious with it. So it's a lot of liquid still. You just keep on that liquid. Then you go to the doctor and they tell you, like I said before, you go and they tell you can eat them soft foods. And while you on a liquid diet, you all like, oh, when I get the puree, I'm eating. And then when you get there, you like, number one, don't nothing taste good, and number two, ain't nothing like staying. Like I really can't eat much of nothing. So then you go, but when I get to that regular phase, I'm eating something. And then when you get there, you realize you still can't eat nothing. When they tell you 3 bites, baby girl, 3 bites. Like, you're going to eat 3 bites and that's it, right? And so it is a lot of disappointments, because you are at a point where you could eat some foods, but there's not enough space to really fit much of what you think you want to eat in your belly. You just can't fit it in there. And so it doesn't feel good. You do have to work out. I keep on saying it. You do have to do something. Get up and walk and move, because you want to, get your body prepared. You're going to have energy anyway. I feel there's times when I'm just like, I don't have nothing to do. My old self would be like, lay your fat ass down. Like, lay down, because you tired and you fat and you lazy. And my new self is just kind of like, get up and do, like, what else can I do? Get up and do something. And it's still pandemic, and I'm in a city where ain't nothing really open. And so there ain't really nothing to do. So I find myself, restless a lot, because I have energy, but I don't have anything to do with it. And I have not become a gym rat yet. So I don't run up to no gyms. I just kind of be around, like just walking around, up my steps, down my steps, walking around the house, doing stuff like that. I take the walks, but that's about it. But let's get to this food thing. When you get ready for this surgery, and when you're at, after you've even had it, I suggest you find a support group on social media, at least, to see how, if some of the things you are experiencing are regular, or to see what other people are saying that they have experienced, a couple of steps ahead of you, those types of things, right? So when I joined my group, I joined a group on Facebook that's with Black women, because that's what I identify with more. And they be a little bit, us on there, and I'm fine with it most days. Sometimes people post things that I'm just like, sis, but I feel like that on social media in general, so I ain't left the group yet. It ain't been nothing yet that I'm just like, it's over me, right? So one of the things in the group was always that people talk about a lot is dumping. Dumping, dumping, dumping. Did you dump? I'm afraid to dump. I dumped. I don't want to dump. Dump it, dump it, dump it. Dumping, if we just want to get into the TMI of things, is a lot of waste coming out your butt. That's the easiest way, best way I can put it, okay? And I'm 7 weeks out and I didn't experience dumping until yesterday. Okay? Now I have had a lot. Most of the things that I eat make me vomit. I can't lie. I've tried a lot of different foods. Most of them don't make me feel well. I think a lot of it is because I'm not chewing enough. Like, you really have to pretty much ground that food down before it can go down. And sometimes I don't think about it. If I'm eating the eggs, like, I'm not like chew. I'll be like chew. This is eggs. I'm gonna swallow them down, and then my esophagus, my throat, and then baby, my belly be like, girl, what was you doing? And then my body just be like, don't worry about it, we won't keep it. Like, that's what it does. It almost feels like all the foods that I'm trying, my body feels like it is attacking it, and then it just lets it go, okay? But yesterday, and this is my own fault, because don't do this. I have been on sugar-free everything, sugar-free liquids, sugar-free Italian ice, because that makes me feel good. Like, it settles my stomach. Italian ice, sugar-free popsicles, sugar-free. I use Splenda for my tea. Like, I've been sugar-free. But yesterday, I went to go see my mom for the first time, not in a hospital, since the pandemic started. No lie. I have not seen my mother since February. No, since January of 2020 was the last time I saw my mom, when she was not in a hospital. And then I saw my mom in a hospital January 2021, and this was the first time. That was the first time I saw her I hadn't seen her in a year in person. And she was in the hospital. I went to go see her. And then yesterday, I saw my mom in person for the first time, not in a hospital. And so when we left that visit, my daughter, who I was riding with, we went together to go visit my mom. My daughter decided to stop at Dairy Queen. And I knew before going that I should not get anything, because I was like, I don't think Dairy Queen has any sugar-free things. And Dairy Queen, why you don't got nothing sugar-free yet? You don't got a sugar-free popsicle, or y'all ain't discover a sugar-free nothing? Like, nothing? How yet in life have you not offered a sugar-free option? And if you do, somebody tell me, because I didn't know. Anyway, she said she was going to stop, and I said, no, I'm not getting anything from there. And she said, fine. But when we got there, she said, are you sure? And I said, I could try ice cream real quick. And I got a little ice cream. Wasn't nothing extravagant, wasn't nothing big. Promise you it wasn't. Went home. I didn't even, indulge in the car. I went home. I had what I would say is the equivalent to like 3 sips of the ice cream, or maybe 4 spoons. And my whole body felt like bricks were inside of me. It hurt really bad. And I just couldn't figure out what I needed to do with myself to get the feeling to go away. So then I was just like, I felt like I needed to urinate. So I went to the bathroom, did that, and I popped up immediately, and I started to vomit. All of it came out. And then I didn't have anything else left, but my body still was like heaving, okay? And then I felt like, I felt horrible, but there wasn't nothing else to do. So I went and I laid down, because I really felt bad, like bricks inside of me. I felt heavy. I felt just uncomfortable. I felt like my body was like super tight and all of that. Okay. So I laid down, and then I felt still sick, like super sick. So I got back up. I went back in the bathroom in the dump, child. Don't live there. Don't do it. If you've ever had this surgery, you're close in the time with me, and you have been doing good, and you have not been trying under the danger zone foods, don't try them. I promise you, you do not want to be there. It does not feel good. And so I felt sick for a good, like, maybe 2 hours, something like that. I got back up. I went back into the room. I then decided maybe I should, wash. I took a quick shower, and then I sat in the tub to soak because I thought maybe the water would help to calm my body. And then it did. And then that caused me to have gas for another like 45 minutes. So it was a whole process of a like 2 hour situation. And then I needed to take a nap because I was done. Spent nothing else left. So it wasn't a good idea. And I'm only telling you guys this because we see the results a lot, but we don't really know what's happening behind the scenes. This really is a process. And for anybody who's saying, again, that this is easy, no, it is not. Because I don't know what to eat every day. Even the days when like something works and it feels good, 2 days later, that food does not work for me. It does not feel good for me, and I can't eat it. It will make me sick. So it's a lot. There is definitely a mindset that you have to get into. There are so many things that you cannot have. I went on a road trip the other day, and I could not just stop and get breakfast. I could not just stop and get lunch. I had to be very mindful and cautious about what I was going to eat, where I could get things from, how much it is. You definitely need to have people share food with you. It 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 is a lot going on. And if all of your interactions were, food meetings and going out to eat and thinking about, cookouts and barbecues and all of that kind of stuff, those things have to change too. You have to find other activities to do, which is what gets you active. But if you want the weight to come, look at this shirt too. Like it's getting loose on me already. I know these girls, they going down, but it's not, whatever. But this actually is an extra large shirt, and I was wearing the 2X, so this is an extra large. So even though it may seem like, it's already loose here, which means when I stand up it look better than when I'm sitting here. And I'll take a picture and post it in there so you can see me. But I am down another, like I said, I'm down another 10 pounds. This is getting fun. And it is a lot at the same time. Like when you see the numbers, I did get a little emotional when I saw the number today on the scale at the doctor's office, because I don't know when I've ever seen the number be as low as it is today. So today I am at 274 pounds. She cute. That's a lot of weight that I have lost. And so, I feel good. No, I'm not. I'm 272 pounds. Sorry. It's 272 pounds. And that puts me at the 10. But, since the last appointment. But even more so is my clothes really are starting to fit different. Like I said, you can see this here. This would have been stretched out. And the one thing though, these arms really ain't going nowhere. My butt getting smaller though. Like my butt getting smaller. I wanted to be twerking it. But it's going well, and I'm still in it. So keep riding with me. If you hear, thank you. Keep riding with me. I'm going to keep on telling y'all the truth about stuff, and I, just let you see the progress. And we have a conversation as soon as there need to be one.